I am not. Look, he's back there singing on camera, singing on camera. Okay, so we had a lot of great stuff happen today. Got the goats in, and I got Thor the pair of goats as thanks that the house didn't burn down, and he was willing to take his goats in. These guys came in, and I'm looking at them, and you would think they were made from out of the lore because the one still has like a stitch. The leg is fully stitched up, but it's got like a little extra stitching hanging off on it. And I'm like, oh, this is from that part of the lore, huh? He's laughing. So he got his two goats, and they're African goats. Are these what is it, Cameroon? I think somebody said they're from. They are these beautiful goats, and they are up there. And they look like they're going to defend this house. And again, we have this thing, and I'm like, well, they're African, and he is the son of a king, right? So I'm like, why don't we greet them with an African song? And there's all this great cultural music from all the parts of Africa. What do I think of? I'm like, Busa Simba. So we're blasting that, and the only thing I can remember is him hey yo, Busa Simba yo, they're all happy because you start playing that track a couple times. I used to play it a lot when I work with the Voodoo on Lava. Then they're showing up and they're like, those are some nice African goats over there. Those are some nice goats over there. And so we all are having a party and a celebration, and we're getting back together. International House of Awesome is here. And we're talking about what do we want to do? What do we want to do for Easter as a casual, secular day? We're not going to church or anything, but do we want ham? Is that really a thing we like, or is that something we're used to having? We got chocolate Kodiak pancake mix, and I'm like, I'll tell you what, if you guys want, I can cook that up as a bake for Easter, and we can have that, or we can have it for dinner tonight. I said, but you gotta let me know now, so that Easter doesn't come, because I said, remember, everything's gonna be closed. I said, Easter don't come, and we don't have anything, to put out for Easter. We do have corn. We can make butter corn. We can. I said, we're gonna have a vegetarian Easter if nobody tells me anything. So you gotta let me know. I said, you will have a lot of vegetables and a lot of, there'll be eggs and stuff like that, and like some fish, but maybe a little chicken. But I said, you're gonna have a vegetarian Easter. If a ham is what you want, you gotta let me know you want the ham. And we're also celebrating, and it's kind of, nobody's doing it to be mean, but if you're meant for God or if they're meant for you by the way everybody acts when they leave. I got an ultimatum this morning. I got told, if you don't do it my way, I'm leaving. I said, okay. And I looked at Look, and I'm like, what do you want for lunch? He's like, I don't know. And so somebody left for a while. Odin does this with me. He demands to get his way, demands to get his way, demands to get his way. He doesn't get his way, and then he leaves for a while. He can be very pushy. For those of you that join with Odin, you gotta know he's always testing your borders 24/7. I was finally so exasperated with him yesterday. I said, "You are not the god, the wolf god. You are the husky god." He is like a husky in a bathtub throwing a fit. You all seen that? Yeah, he ain't gonna do it. You're not gonna make him do it. Huskies are the most willful animals. And I know, I grew up with a Husky German Shepherd mix. Now that was the most damn willful dog. The German Shepherd half wanted to listen, but they're willful too. I don't know why she listened to me, but she did, because I was really teeny tiny when we got her. But, I had to discipline her or get her to listen, because if I hadn't, my dad would have taken her, get her put down. And, for some reason she listened to me. She learned to all of her commands. And, Odin is like that husky. He's like that husky. He ain't gonna listen. He ain't gonna listen. He ain't gonna do what you want him to do. He's gonna go do the opposite to spite you. And today we had a couple little kerfuffles, and I think, it's just sometimes stuff does happen. But I think it was also Odin on his way out the door poking holes and stuff with Gungnir. And I looked at Thor, and Thor's like, it's gonna be okay. So now we got something exciting going on. We've got Thor and Freyr are both like trying to get my attention at once. And a Freyr thing came up yesterday and I played it and played it and played it. I hope it wasn't from an RC channel. Well, I took a bath and I'm talking to Lord Freyr and I'm talking to Thor and International House of Awesome is back open, so I was like, who should I be working with for healing? For example, like Jesus, Thor, Freyr, who? I'm not just a Norse pagan household. An International House of Awesome is in full effect. So we're trying to work through that, and I've been kind of nervous lately, but I think because YouTube is giving me like 50 different books, and you can't follow 50 different books. You gotta kind of try to pick one, follow that until you get everything you need out of it and then move on to the next book. Don't try to do 50 of them, all at once, because they'll usually all say, well, all those other books are bad, this is a book you need. Or even if they don't, they'll kind of take sideways jabs at each other. Like, if you go do that secret series, I really wouldn't recommend it, but if you do, she's going to take jabs at Power of Positive Thinking. If you do Power of Positive Thinking, he's taking jabs at something I'm not aware of, but that had to be, that had to be there at the time. All these crazy things are coming up, like, failing forward came up for me, the Buddha in the mirror, and I'm like, this is way too much, YouTube. I don't need all this at once. I got one book, let me over here with my one book. It's not perfect. There's stuff in it I don't like. So we're talking about, do I tinker with it or do I just drop that book out of my roster and go find another book? So it's imperfect. But we're doing pretty good. And Odin will do that. He will leave at times. He will leave because he didn't get his way. And you have to remember, he's going to test your borders 24/7. This is actually good for him. If he left for good, it's actually good for him. It's actually fine for him, because when he pulled it this last time, he broke whatever kind of thrall or enchantment or whatever, or looking up to all that I had of him. He broke it, and to me, he's no longer better or higher than any of the other gods. I always had him up on this, not up on a pedestal, but he was always a little higher, being Odin. And he broke that with me. Now he's down here with everybody else, and Odin doesn't much care for that, so Odin stalked off, and he's not going to talk to me anymore. And I'm like, okay, but you brought this on yourself from your own nature. Which means I can go back to the tarot when I want to do the tarot. I don't ever have to touch your runes again, because I don't think they like me. And, just, we're going to have it free and easy. He's welcome. He's welcome, by the way. Before you guys unsub, he is welcome in this house. He's just not going to change his place into whatever he wants. He has this very militaristic bent with me. He straight up refused today to do anything else. He was not going to do healing with me. He was not going to do wisdom with me. He was not going to do anything else. He wants his way. And I said, okay, stubborn husky god. He was threatening to leave. And I said, okay, leave. And I don't think he expected me to go for that option, but I'm like, Thor's been here helping out, and Freyr's trying to come in, and International House of Awesome is here, and just from playing the Busa over a couple times, I could feel the Voodoo and Loa coming back in, like, we didn't leave you, you're still our family. So we've got a huge family, and part of Odin's campaign, and I don't know why with me, maybe because of some of the garbage I read about him. He never wanted that family unified. He has tried in fits and starts to have a unified family, but maybe it's not in his nature to just be one of many. I don't think it is. I think he likes that relationship where he's pretty special and he's hot stuff. Thor's good with International House of Awesome. Thor loves going all over the world, trying different foods, hearing different music, stuff like that. Same thing for most of the gods. Odin likes to travel. He likes to try different stuff. He will call people from all over the world, but he can get territorial and, very overly possessive with his people, to a point where he starts, he's getting in the way of your growth, because you got to grow as a person. It can't just be, if you realize that you've reached a point with any god, and this includes Loki, and Loki's little ears went bing. If you reach a point with a god where you realize that you're playing, fetch and carry, and you're doing all this work, and the gods just sitting there with their feet up on the coffee table, And you get an idea that they are truly not bringing blessings into your life, and you were praying for this stuff, and you were praying for this stuff, and this is going on for weeks and months and then years. That's not a God that's going to help you. You know, that's not a God that's going to help you. Maybe Odin's lesson was fight me until the point where you knock me down and you chase me away. That might have been Odin's lesson in my life, but we shall never know. We shall never know. He ran away. And now we're all looking, because we have this Norse designed household. We're all looking around like, well, this is great. This is just lovely is what this is, but it will make it work. We'll make it work. So if you guys, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We hope you guys are having a good one. We're going to decide about Easter. You can make your own path. Make your own path. You want to keep Easter? Keep Easter. You don't have to do it. Talk to the gods you want to talk to. If gods have a problem, they'll let you know. I think Odin just finally either taught me the lesson he needed to teach me, or he finally had enough of me, one of the two. But Odin, he may drop in, middle of the day today. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later. Bye bye.